All right, we're back. Welcome back, everybody, here at Leverage Nation. Tonight's entrepreneur and rock star is none other than Uriel Zamora. I had the privilege of meeting Uriel recently and conversating. We share some things, some similarities, and it was very cool. So I asked him, Uriel, just jump on the show, man, and tell the folks who you are and what you're doing, and let's talk about this Men's Alliance Network and if you could tell the viewers about that. And he said, I'm in. I want to do that. That's what I'm here to do. So I said, well, let's go, man. We scheduled it. And Uriel, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the show. And could you tell our viewers and our audience who you are and what you do, brother?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me, Jacob. I really do appreciate the space, the opportunity for me to, get introduced to your audience and, to reiterate to my audience what I'm all about. My name is Uriel Jacob Zamora. I am, first of all, a girl dad times two. I have
Yes.
two young daughters, which I love very much. They're a handful, but oh my goodness, I do everything for them. Aside from being a dad, I am a husband to a wonderful wife. We're going to be going on 6 years being married in September, on September the 1st. So I'm looking forward to that anniversary. Hopefully, we do something great. We deserve it. It's been, eh, anybody that has kids out there, newborns, know the struggles and the pains, but we tough it out together. Aside from being a girl dad and a husband, I am also a financial professional, and I am also the founder of Men's Alliance Network. So that's the whole scope of who I am.
Very cool, man. Yeah, girl dad. So I had that title for a little while. I guess I still could have the title, but I had, two daughters, and then my son was born. So then,
Oh,
so when my son was born, I stopped using that, that girl dad,
okay. You're a
but
mixed dad.
dad, right? Like a
Mix
dad.
and match dad.
Yeah, man. So I have three children, and I believe mine are a little older than yours, like we talked about. I got 18 and 14 and 12.
Oh, way older. Yes, way older.
Yeah,
My youngest daughter is a year and 3 months, 4 months.
a year
I
and
have a
four
three and a half
months.
year old. Then I have a 3.5 year old as well.
Yeah, man.
Brand spanking new.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older, man. I wouldn't trade Pampers for anything.
Oh,
Pampers or formula.
oh my God, the amount of money we've donated to Pampers, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine these days, man, after
Yeah,
everything going on.
it's so.
One of the things that comes to mind is, Men's Alliance Network. I love the concept, and when we spoke about it recently, you invited me to your event, and I apologize I couldn't attend. We were having our event, and that night, the same night you were having yours, we had our mix and mingle, for the makings of a millionaire mind, here
That's
in San Antonio, and so I missed it. And was that your first networking event for Men's Alliance?
That's correct, Jacob. That was the first inaugural
Oh,
uh,
man.
networking event that I hosted. Um, I have to say, just like I posted on social media, I am definitely being biased, but that was one hell of a networking event. Not just what I saw, but the reaction from the guests that were there, the
Yeah.
professional men that were there. The reaction has been really, really positive, and I feel like the movement has started, and it's just up to us to grow it, to nurture it, and watch it go off. I want it to be its own entity. I want these professional men to not only experience a relaxed environment,
Yeah.
but to get something out of it, because if you don't get anything out of something, you've wasted your time. Is what I like to say. What I said in the event is I am here for us to network and build professional relationships. Maybe down the line we can definitely be friends, but we want to build partnerships where I trust you enough to handle this side of my business, or if there's a certain businessman that wants more business, let's get him the business. He came out here, aside from the hundreds that were invited, he took the time. He gave an effort. He came here. Let's bless him and his family. So that I really I am so passionate about this this networking group. I am really going to pull for everyone that showed up because they had plenty of options. Most of them were fathers, just like myself, and we have so many things to do, right? Not only in our business, but being a father, being a husband, and which it was the case for most of us that were there. I commend everyone that showed up, and I'm gonna be working for them. So it just told me that I'm onto something, and I can't wait to grow it. I can't wait to introduce you and everyone on your team to our team. That's what it's all about. It's about networking and being aligned with people that actually want to see you grow, and not only see you grow, but help you grow, guide you grow. So
Yes.
everyone in the group has been very receptive. So I can't wait for the next one, and which there will be a next one, no doubt about it. Everybody's been, asking me when's the next one, when's the next one. And I told the guys, I was like, this is a pay-per-view event. This is gonna be, this is gonna be, not a monthly thing because I don't want to oversaturate the events because I know how busy we are.
Yeah.
So I want this group of guys to get ready for it, to be just as excited as the first one, and bring new folks along as well. Bring in more people, and for that, that takes promotion, marketing, all that good stuff. So yeah, man, the Men's Alliance Network is here to stay. I'm excited for it, and I can't wait. I can't wait for the future.
I love it, man. I love it. I've been a part of a lot of networking groups and referral groups and things over the years. And, I had, I chaired a group, for quite some time that we started from zero and grew that up. And, I've been around a lot of business for quite some years. And definitely, I like your approach. I love the fact that you're connecting with great, like-minded people right away. I know that you were on the show, the social plug with Johnny and those guys over there, and
Shout out to
they're yeah, man, those guys are amazing. They're doing great things, and that's what it's about. Is doing good things with good people,
Yep.
and at the end of the day, it's about collaboration over competition. I've networked with a lot of great people, and I'll be honest, bro, I've networked with some shitty people too. like like I'm not gonna name no names, but they're out there, man. Like the
Yeah.
takers, you know what I mean?
Most of those guys you see, most of those people you see in every event,
Yep.
which
You know,
is which is one of the many reasons why I started a fresh group of people that didn't want to they don't want to go out there. I pulled them out there, and they had the time of their life, man. I'm telling you.
yeah,
They came up to you and like, hey man, really glad that you did this. I've been to a lot of networking events. This one's totally different. And I was like, mission accomplished.
yeah, that's great.
Yep.
There's a lot of speed dating that goes on. You know what I mean? Like people just, like you said, I like your approach, right? Like I'm not going to make this a weekly thing. It may
No,
not even be a monthly thing. You're going to figure it out. You're going to get the feel of it, the rhythm, and what feels right for you, for the group, right? For the network, for the community that you're building, right? And that's the key, man. Is it's going to have its own life and its own feel, and you're going to lead it. You're leading it now already. You started it, and it's like a movement. You know what I mean? And you're communicating and collaborating with great people already, man. So there's no failure, right? I see it. You know, I love being in good circles, man. Like we had on our event this past weekend, and we had folks that traveled from all over at the Makings of a Millionaire Mind. That was my fourth time in attendance at the event. This time I was the director of operations for the company. Uh,
nice.
but I'm in a new place. Leverage Nation I started last summer. In July of last year.
Okay.
Um, God spoke to me, and it just came right of what my next level in life was going to be, what I was going to be doing, right?
Mhm.
Um, but at the end of the day, bro, it's all about the collaboration. connecting with good people, collaborating with good people, and like you mentioned, it's very similar. Is I believe everything in life is a leveraged opportunity. If it's not balanced, well, and it's not leveraged properly, then somebody's being taken advantage of, right? And in business, we want just collaboration. We want equity. We don't want the takers. So I can
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah, man. Let me ask you a question, Jacob.
Yeah,
When do you remember a time when men used to work together in teams? That's all they knew, in
yeah,
teams and collaboration. And I don't know if you've seen, like I have, we have not been sticking together. We have been, there's a lot of lone wolves out there, a lot of great lone wolves out there that feel like they're alone and feel like they have to do everything themselves. And yet another reason why I started that. I started this men's alliance because there's a lot of great men out there just waiting to be leaders. They just need to be called on. And that's what the event was. It was a calling for the people that actually, showed up. And not only, that not only did they show up, they showed out.
yeah,
Everybody was, we didn't have any distractions aside from the cigar, the great cigars and and the beers and the liquor, but everybody was showing out. I mean,
yeah,
everybody was collaborating with each other. Like I said, it was something like I had never seen before. There I've been to, likewise, I've been to many networking events, and you know, I I just didn't. I don't know what it was. I tried my best to network because that's what I do. That's what I'm passionate about doing.
sure,
Um, but I just didn't feel like there was something like that specifically for professional men, fathers, getting acknowledged, getting empowered, getting uplifted by other professional men. I had never seen that before, and I mean, I myself want to be a part of that, and I am now. Now that
yeah,
I'm with a great group of guys, now I think I've built, or I'm going to build, something that's more of a hub, a hub for us to come together in a safe space, man. We're all in this together. Everybody's struggling, right?
yeah,
Either everybody has a struggle story, everybody has history of struggling, rejection, and nobody knows those two things like men do.
yeah. That's right, man. That's
Like
right.
the pressure and the stress and the rejections, nobody knows that more than us men. And so when we come together, we talk about the stories, and what's the instant I'd say the instant feeling between two men that are struggling is, let's go back up, guys. Come on. You know what I mean? Let's get back up together, brother. Let's do it. Let's do it together. What do you do well? What do I know well? Let's do it together.
Yeah,
How can you help me in my business? Hey, here's my business. Let's go. Because giving, you were saying something about, we don't want to be dealing with takers. I want to be dealing with givers, 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 givers.
yeah,
That's who the group of guys that came out. Those guys are the givers. They gave that night, and we all felt it, man. It was a great atmosphere, great atmosphere.
yeah. I love it, man. And that's the key, right? Is being in a circle, being in a group, being in a network, and there's different groups, different businesses. We can be collaborating and
Right.
of very similarities. We don't have to be in competition,
Yep.
by any means, because if I'm pouring into you at some point in time, you can pour back into me when I need it, because there's experiences that you have in life that I may not have had, but I
Right.
may be going through,
Right.
like you said, man, business, entrepreneurship, being a father, so many elements. Like some of us make it look really good, right? Some of us make it look real easy, but it's not. Like there's some tough days, so having like-minded folks in your, like-minded men in your network to collaborate with is vital, man. Last year at the end of the year, I made the transition and moved from where I was and joined the team here at Daniel Gomez Enterprises.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Gomez and I have been friends many years. But I never knew we were meant to be on this pathway together, right? And that's the thing. Like when you open your eyes to the fact that you can collaborate with anybody, right? You can collaborate with anybody that's like-minded, right? And then the possibilities are endless, man. And your group will grow, your group will strive, and men will want to be, like you said, the pay-per-view element, right? Like, man, when is the next event? I got to be there. I need front row seats, right? And that's exactly what happens. Yeah,
It is all about and I said this on another podcast, which was a social plug media, and I
yeah,
said that you know most men, I'm not gonna say all, right, but most men have an element of introvert in them. It's
sure,
just, and not even the class clown. Maybe the class clown is just such an introvert that he needs to lash out and get attention. But at the core, we're all a little bit of introverts.
yeah,
Some more than others. But I wasn't the hey, come on, come over here. Like I learned it was a skill to
yeah,
network. It's a skill to want and talk to different people from all walks of life, not just in networking events, with everything, and in business, professionally, just anywhere you go to. I had to learn that as a skill, and it's a maturity thing as well. But not for everyone, but some of us are introverts and need that extra push. And
yeah,
I felt like men have stopped pushing. We have kind of just let go, and we're just out here wondering if it's ever going to happen for us, instead of helping each other make it to the top. So
yes,
that is my philosophy. It's always been my philosophy since I joined the business world. Before the business world, I was in the medical field, which was not for me. A lot of people, they stick in the medical field, and great, but I knew from very early. I spent way too many years in the medical field, but I knew from early on that it just wasn't me. So
yeah,
I literally, you know cut ties, went back to school from ground zero, Jacob. I'm talking about the lowest of the lowest class, right? And I'm talking about like elementary algebra.
dang, yeah.
Oh,
I
from
remember that class,
I
man.
went there late. I went there late. I realized it too. Well, not too late, right? But I was
Sure,
27 years old when I went back to school. I said, it's time for me to change my life. It's time for me to move on and really go into my destiny. And now is where I'm just starting to see the fulfillment of that. But it took me a good 8 years to finish my I went to Alamo colleges, finished my associates. I was a direct admin to the UTSA business program, and I finished it 3 years ago. No,
nice.
yeah, almost 4 years ago. But
Yeah,
my path has been long. It's very long, unique, and that's what I love about me, because I don't know if I would be doing this at 23, 24. I don't know if I would have that experience, that tough skin that you need in business. You need tough, very tough skin in business.
yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot has happened over the years, and so some of the points that you make are so valid, right? You know, you're talking about manhood and society, right, as a whole, right?
Yep.
And I definitely would agree with you, man. Like, I feel like there's been this evolution, and I'm probably going to piss some people off, but this is my show, right?
Let's
I
do
think
it.
there's I think there's been an evolution of weakness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
An evolution of weakness, and there's so many variations to that. Because there's strength, and there's strength in being vulnerable to an instance. There's
Mhm.
strength in being emotional to an instance, right? But there's also, I think, a whole nother element of weakness that exists out there. You know what I mean? Like as men, and I'm going to piss somebody else off again, right? I
Let's
believe
go.
it's
Let's
I
go.
believe it's up to me to lead my household.
Yep.
I believe that it's up to me to have the answers for my family and my wife as a man. You know what I mean? My
Yep.
wife's input is super valuable. She's the queen of my family. But at the end of the day, I've got to be able to lead my family. And the same way that goes on, I've got to be able to run my business and lead my business, whatever that is, right? Whatever my business is. And I'll speak in generality. So your business is whatever brings money into the household, right? So maybe you're an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur or
Either
a
one is good.
business owner. Yeah, I'm speaking to all of those elements, right? Or a W 2 employee.
Yes.
Either way, your business, whatever you do, brings money into your household. That's your business, whether you're W 2, entrepreneur, business owner, whatever it may be, right?
Right.
But I believe that at the end of the day, your family and your business need you to lead it. And,
That's
and,
correct. And
and
I think that was the, that was when I referenced the pushing part.
yeah,
Someone, someone, someone wants to push you, or maybe you push yourself because you didn't have anybody pushing you. But there's always a team behind, a successful man like yourself, right? There's always help. There's always collaboration, right? But that's the push, that the weakness that you're referring to. That's wise, because no one's pushing anybody anymore. They're just,
yes.
you go off on your own, and good luck with all that. And I'm not here to do that. I actually do want to help out, because if the more you help others, the more rewards you'll get. The more rewards you get, and that's in anything in your life. I don't know if it's a reward from this or that or whatever, but
Yeah,
when you give, and you give honestly, and with integrity and respect, you know, a lot of the times it gives back.
that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. We get paid to solve problems in life, you know, and we get paid in different ways. Being paid doesn't always have to mean monetarily, right? I mean, if at the end of the day we need money and things to pay bills and to be able to help other people in different instances, right? And move the ball forward. But at the end of the day, we get paid by helping other people.
Yeah.
So it could be the payment of the gratification. Like it could be just a matter of helping somebody because you poured into them and you walk away feeling fulfilled for the next hour or two because you just helped them, you poured into them. So pushing, in my new circle, right, over the last 6 months or so, that we push each other a lot, man. And the men in the circle hold each other accountable, but we also pour into each other for growth and lean on each other, for leverage, points. And like you said, I think there's been a small shift, and there's still a lot of great men that need what you're doing and what we're talking about, a place to be able to pour into each other and a place to be able to relate to things that are going on in life and the family and in the business sense and setting, you know?
Yep. And that's what I dedicate my life to, helping others with what I do with my financial professional
Yes.
business. That's what I do. And you cannot be in this business if you're not passionate about it. It's almost like I couldn't be in the medical field because I wasn't passionate about it. I was, to a certain extent, because I studied, to get my certifications in medical stuff. But in the long run, right, especially when you're that young, I started my medical career when I was 19. And
Wow.
then, yeah, so I started very young. So obviously, there's stages in life, in a man
Sure.
or woman's life. But in order to be in the business that I'm in, you have to be passionate about it. There's no way around it, because if you're not, you'll quickly find out that this is not for you.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you genuinely don't want to help people out and their families, you will not make it in this business whatsoever. And nobody has to tell you. The world will tell you. You know what I mean? The world will tell you, the feelings will tell you, everything will tell you, you know what, this is not for you. Get out of here as soon as possible, because this,
Yeah.
if you're not passionate about it, you're not willing to help others genuinely, with honesty, with integrity and respect, then That's what I think industries do to you. You know, it'll take maybe years, maybe days, maybe months, but the industry will tell you this is not for you.
Yeah, no, no, I agree with you. Not everything is for everyone,
Right.
right? Like not everything is for everyone,
Yeah.
but there is something for everyone.
That's
That
correct.
individual just needs to
I like
figure
that.
it out. Yeah,
Yep.
there is something for everyone.
Yep.
I can tell you, Uriel, this is, I've restarted, like I've reset myself 3 times. I have reset myself,
There you
and
go.
I'm 51, man. you
Hey man,
know,
you look good.
so thank you, man. Thank you. So,
Get that
it doesn't.
you got that Mel Gibson beard. Have you seen Mel Gibson's beard? That is the most amazing beard I've ever seen in my
Yeah, I try to keep it trimmed up.
Yeah.
So, so the point I'm getting at is it doesn't matter the age, you know. Like my son is 12 years old, and I'm teaching him about business now. I'm teaching him about respect. I'm teaching him about being a man. My daughters at the age of 18 and 14, I'm teaching them about respect and how to conduct themselves, but also how to expect people to treat them,
Right.
because they're young ladies, right? They're and they're in school with other boys and other girls and other things, and I want them to understand that a man should treat them very very well, right? And then they should in turn treat the the boyfriend or whoever, right, is in their life the same way. So these are values that I'm pouring into them now at their age. It's not easy because we live in a world, like I said, I used that word earlier, bro, a lot of weakness going on, right? And but the more we circle ourselves with strong people that are strong in family, strong in business, strong in sense, strong in collaborations, then it'll rub off on our family. It'll rub on off on our circle.
You know, some of the weakness that we're talking about is really not their fault
Sure,
because as in the U.S., marriages pretty much come and go nowadays, and so
sure.
the nucleus of the family breaks up, and there's something missing within the child, and they grow up with that missing part.
Yep.
And studies have shown that when the parents stick together, the better chances are that that the kids will be contributing to society later on in their lives.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, divorce has gone so rampant that the effects now are we're seeing them now,
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
the just the surge in divorces a long time ago, and even now, right? Obviously more now than ever before, but we won't get to see the effects of it until the next generation comes around. And I just it's tough. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's
Yeah.
tough, but we cannot blame anyone. We cannot blame a single person. It's us as a society that's we're kind of crumbling in that sense. Of not keeping the families together. So I think we need to get back to that. We need to get back to those roots and stick together for the good of the children. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of exceptions, right? But I'm
Right.
just saying, studies have shown that when families stick together, families do flourish. And America, by the way, in the United States flourishes, which is what we want, right? The United States has always been a powerhouse for a very
Yes.
long time, and we want to keep it that way.
Yeah, I think that COVID showed a lot of things. Like, after the dust settled, from COVID, I think people came out of that, and some people were like, "Man, I just spent all this time stuck in the house with this person who I don't really know if I like them anymore." So some of that stuff went on, and then you have people who are like, "Man, this house is too small for me. It's too big for me." So many elements, right, that went on.
It's tough, it's not easy. No one has the answer. No one has a perfect formula.
Yeah,
Nobody has the solution.
That's
But we
right.
need, but what we need is, a little bit more of endurance. We need more endurance from both
Yeah,
parties, right? Like, let's stick it out. Let's make it out together. There's a light at the end of the tunnel as long as God gives us more life and,
yeah,
health. If we can do it together and stick together like we said we were, then we have a better chance. But like I said, no one has the solution. No one has the right formula. No,
yeah,
there's no book into step by step how to keep your relationship and not
yeah.
mess up. We're all humans. We all commit errors, and we need to take that under consideration that we're all humans and we all make errors all the time.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So you mentioned books, so I'll give a shout out real quick to my new book is coming out soon, man. I have
Ooh,
one chapter available
nice.
for anybody who wants to invest in themselves, and we could definitely talk after this call, Uriel.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I think that everything we're talking about is some of the things that will be encompassed in my new book, Get Leverage. Shout out to DG Publishing, Daniel Gomez Publishing, our show sponsor. But you know, I agree with you. Like, families have to stick together. Like, and I'll say this, like, it takes one of the adults, the husband or the wife, to stand up and be like, this is what my family needs.
Yep.
My family needs this, right? And then we lead. It's been many years ago that my kids, when we have dinner, we all put our phones aside, our
That's
cell
awesome.
phones. And I got teenagers, bro. You know how hard that was.
Man, I can. You know what? If you're saying it's hard, it must be incredibly hard going through it. Because if
Yeah,
you go through it, and if you're actually telling someone that it's hard, it's probably 10 times worse.
yeah, it was not easy, right? Like when we started doing that, but it was a transition that we had to put our foot down as a unit, as a family unit, my wife and I together on the same page, and be like, hey, every night at dinner, we just need to plug in,
Yeah,
whether it's for this 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long dinner is, right? So we're not leave it to Beaver, Cleaver, and that type of family, but you know what I'm saying? Like for a few minutes, because if not, man, they're gonna be stuck on their phone. And I'm very busy, like the rest of us, right? Like
sure, yeah,
business, phone calls, Zoom meetings, different things. I
yep,
have a lot of that goes on, but I need to also to set that example for my kids, to show them this is our time to plug into each other. So you mentioned the family unit. It's so true, bro. It's so true.
yes, and you doing that, also teaches you something. Like, you need to let go of your phone too for 30 minutes.
Yes,
Right?
yes, exactly.
We're almost living, even though we're much older than our kids, but
Yeah,
we're teaching ourselves lessons too when we do that.
yes,
Because we're on our phones all the time, especially us as businessmen. We,
yep,
we're we're constantly checking who's who, what's what can I do next. We're always planning, right? We're always strategizing. We're ideas. We're whatever,
right.
what
That's
have
right.
you. But we do need to obviously cherish those family moments. And that's a great thing that you did that with teenagers, because I know even with my little ones it's hard,
Yeah,
especially now that teenagers, that they know how to do it, everything in
yeah,
that freaking phone.
yeah.
It's hard to take it away even for 30 minutes, but we all need to teach ourselves how to do that a lot more.
And I could tell you, Uriel, like it's been a few years now that we've been doing it, and dinner is better. Like dinner is better. Like the time, the conversation. But I remembered as a kid, right? I was raised in a single parent household, and I recall like my friends, like I would go to their houses,
Mhm.
and they didn't sit down and have dinner together. Like I remember, like their mom didn't cook a meal in some of my family, some of my friends, some of them, not all of them, but
Right.
some of them, right? As a kid, I remember in elementary school, middle school, and stuff. Like they didn't sit down as a family unit. Like the dad was who knows where, and the mom was doing whatever, and the kid would eat some on the sofa or whatever. Like man, I didn't want any part of that. So it was important to me to at least set in some of that framework, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, as a family unit. Another thing I'll tell you, man, like I started many years ago. My kids were all in Pampers. Every Sunday, unless we're out of town, every Sunday is definitely our family day, and I try to barbecue for them. So that's something that's just they look forward to it, and I've been doing it for many years for them. And
What's your specialty, man? What do you like to cook? I'm a big cook guy myself too. I want to know. Maybe we can share recipes or something, man. What kind of food do you like? Grilling or smoking? What's your go-to?
so I'm no real like chef or anything like that, right? But I mean, I like to cook some baby back ribs and chicken. I'm a little plain. I'm plain on that. You know, I think I cook chicken like it's a science, right? Like I let it go nice and slow, and
Yes,
and
yeah.
make sure that the fat peels off of the bone, and all these
That,
different elements, man.
that's the hardest thing to grill out if you're doing. I use nothing but charcoal. I don't know why, but for
Yeah,
some reason gas. I couldn't hack it.
yeah,
I couldn't hack the gas grill. So I actually enjoy doing grilling out chicken because it's time because the more time I spend in the grill, the more relaxed I am. So
yeah.
chicken, even whole chickens. I've done whole chickens on the grill.
Yes,
That
yeah.
like pollo asado kind of stuff. Oh
Oh,
my god,
nice.
I love grilling that stuff. But that's the hardest thing to grill is chicken. So props to you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. My kids recently they were like, "Dad, when did you learn, or where did you learn how to barbecue?"
Hmm.
And so I'll share this with you, because we both went to the same high school, different years, right? You and I.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
both went to MacArthur High School
Yep,
here in
that's
San
right.
Antonio, Texas. Go big, go big blue, right? Go
Yeah, yep.
Braves.
Go Brahmas, man.
And I was in welding in in,
Oh
in,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in high school,
yeah.
and we used to cook fajitas and
Oh,
sell tacos to earn money for our program.
right.
And
I
so
remember
that
those things. Yeah,
yeah, man. So that's how I learned to barbecue. We would do beef fajita, and then from there I started barbecuing on the weekends at home with my friends and stuff
yeah.
as a kid in high school, and then I just I went from there, man.
What's a good memory from high school, man? Just one. What's a great memory for you and MacArthur?
Oh man, that's a great question. A great memory. So I was also, I've suppressed. This is gonna sound crazy, but I suppressed a lot of my teenage years and things that I don't, I just pushed away. Right.
Right, right,
I
right.
have a lot of great memories, but you know, um, I think for me, like I was a part of the PALS program
Okay.
also.
House,
Uh-huh.
PALS, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
PALS,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Peer
yeah.
Assistance Leadership, right?
Right, 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 right.
And I made some great friends then. I was dealing with some junk from my childhood, and today, as we're talking about it, I realized like that was the early part of like personal development and self development that we see like is an industry. Like I'm in that industry today,
Hmm.
and we just had our event, the Making a Millionaire Mind. We had 30 people, 30 some odd people there that needed some healing and some mindset shift, right? To
Right,
understand their relationship with money better and all these different things. But that was a great memory for me being a part of the PALS program, at that time, because I made some friendships that I still have to this day.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, some friends, we attend the same church together. We see each other every so often there, and at CBC and stuff. So
That's
I think
awesome.
I think PALS was my. I loved welding. I still weld to this day and create stuff. But I think PALS was mine. How about you?
Um, I was in I was in basketball as a freshman, believe it or not, even though I'm super
Basketball.
short. I'm 5'6". I
All right.
don't think I've grown since freshman year. So
Yeah.
I was in basketball my freshman year, and then everyone shot up literally like their necks just went long on me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be in the basketball program anymore. So I joined the soccer program,
Okay.
and like preseason stuff, we used to go travel and play, outside Texas teams.
Wow.
So staying in hotels when I was, a sophomore, junior year, because I made varsity when I was a sophomore year,
Very
and
nice.
just those experiences, that was awesome. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, sports bringing communities together. My mom and dad used to go watch me, so those are the great memories that I had, man. Sports, the
Yeah,
soccer team. Even though I was not the popular kid whatsoever, but in
sure.
my own little world, I was like, oh my god, this is great. I get to travel. I get to play in the what's it called, that stadium? Oh my god, under the lights. Just so the soccer
Oh,
experience.
experience.
Yeah, Blossom. I think that's what it's
Oh,
called, right?
Blossom. Blossom
Yeah,
Athletic Center. Yeah.
yeah. That's under the lights at night on a maybe Friday night. Oh, that was beautiful. I used to love playing at nights, and then it was a weekend. I was like, man, this is great. And then I didn't play soccer after that.
Very cool, man.
Yeah,
Well, Uriel, it's been amazing connecting with you and talking with you, man. And I really appreciate you being on the show tonight. Here at Leverage Nation, and I do want to circle back and the show, of course, the whole concept is Leverage Nation, and how we can showcase leverage opportunity, so our guests can see that folks have used leverage opportunity to help them grow into where they are, or
mhm,
something, right? That experience.
mhm.
And we've had all kinds of folks talk about different leveraged opportunities. And could you share with our guests tonight, before we wrap this up, how you have used leveraged opportunity at some point in time, to get to where you are?
Yeah, I spoke I spoke shortly about this earlier. I just felt like I was, my potential was not where it needed to be in a different industry. I had to rewire myself and you know re, reinvent the wheel. I'm reinvent this wheel,
Yeah.
and I I used it as a you know just a pivotal moment in my life where it was either there, it was right there and then, or never. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that at 28, 29, when I went back to school and built myself from ground zero, it's built a lot of character in me, and I'm seeing the effects of it now. I'm glad I went through it. I'm glad I had to take certain time and certain a lot of time and a lot of stepping stones in between. But now I feel like finally this is what I'm supposed to be doing, for the rest of my life. So I'm excited for the future. I'm in the beginning stages of
Sure.
it all, and I'm glad that I'm documenting this because I can't wait to see myself in the next 3 to 5 years and where I am with not only with my career as a financial professional, but also with the Men's Alliance Network and the many more to come, hopefully, right? Because it's kind of addicting,
Yeah.
creating things out of nothing and turning them into something. So I'm the rush that comes with it. It's probably going to be what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. So so
I,
wish me luck, man. Wish me luck.
I definitely see that, man. It's a calling.
Yeah.
I definitely see that, and I hear that passion, and you know, um, I appreciate you sharing that with us, because, like I was saying earlier when were talking about that, right? Like I've reinvented myself 3 times to finally figure out, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? And
Yeah.
and and it's okay. Like, shit. I think about Colonel Sanders, man, like KFC, like how that dude, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
he
Yeah.
was like 65, almost 70 or something, when he figured out like what he was doing all along was exactly going to benefit him and his family. And he was on the path, right? But he just hadn't connected with the right people yet, So, man, I really appreciate you, Uriel. And,
Yeah.
it's been amazing to connect with you. And
Likewise.
all of our guests, guys, follow Uriel. Where can they follow you at, man? Like, what's the best place if they want to learn more about what you're doing, the Men's Alliance, and also, your financial business?
Right. So on Facebook, luckily there's not a lot of Uriel Jacob Zamora. So find me on Facebook, Instagram, Uriel Jacob Zamora, the Men's Alliance Network, the same on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Uriel J Zamora. For any business questions, of course, you can always direct message me, find me. I am more than happy to help you guys with anything that you might need. I'm also a connector. If you need something from another industry that's not mine, hit me up. I might know. Not might. I'll know someone. I'll know someone that can assist you in your needs. So, yeah, please reach out. Don't be shy.
Amen. I love that. I love that. So, guys, you've heard it here tonight on Leverage Nation. Once again, another rock star entrepreneur, Uriel Zamora, somebody who you can definitely relate to and watch and listen and learn from. And he's a connector, like he said, collaboration over competition,
Correct.
right? Collaboration over competition. Connect with him, follow him. Once again, guys, it's been an amazing show, an amazing evening here on Leverage Nation. Shout out to DG Publishing, our show sponsor again. And look for Get Leverage, my new book's coming out very soon. We're going to be sharing 12 different stories. 12 different folks are going to be sharing how they use leverage to get to where they are. And there's some amazing stories because I know every single one of them because I've connected with them. And once again, guys, Jacob Davis here at Leverage Nation. Thank you, Uriel.